Chapter 16. The Rivalry. Moving her pillow to the side of the bed, Anna sighed nervously. She'd spent the night with insomnia, weighing her options. Neither solution was perfect. She could ask Lucia to make one of her potions and eliminate Victor's new wife. They could set it up like an accident. But Victor was smart and suspicious. If he caught her, she would be dead in a moment. Escaping from the community would be a death sentence too. This was the curse Lucia talked about. The worst option, to shut up and obey, was the smartest. Lucia recommended she live day by day. Victor would change his mind and give her some benefits if she followed the rules. Lucia's advice in mind, Anna got out into the backyard to pour some water from the pipe in the garden. Between rose bushes, she noticed a red-headed female in a white dress. Tiana turned to her, holding a bouquet of red roses. Anna felt her face losing colour. How did she dare? Excuse me, but those roses are mine. You should not cut out any without asking me. I care for this garden all the time. Tiana smelled the roses and answered. Victor wanted fresh flower petals for his bed. When he wakes up, I serve him breakfast and we make love, surrounded by the smell of roses. Can you imagine how exciting this is? Anna's rage boiled. She stepped next to Tiana and yelled, "This is not the only garden here. Don't touch it anymore. Go to another place for your flowers." I like these. Tiana's fingers touched the red petals. When she squeezed a rose, a few of them fell to the ground on Anna's shoes. Stupid bimbo, Anna hissed at her. What did you say? I say you are a whore, a dirty slut, bimbo, whatever you like. Anna spat on the ground. Tiana tapped Anna's shoulder and whispered her. Thank you for your compliment, honey. Be sure I will return the favour. Anna looked at her when she distanced. Furiously she grabbed the shovel and dug a hole in the place where the other roses grew. For a few minutes she destroyed all the rose bushes in the garden. Then she hid the shovel in the mud and sighed. Now, Victor's room will not smell so nice. Tiana was not an educated woman. She'd hardly finished a course for a profession she'd never worked, a tailor. While she attended an evening class, a woman who'd taught her noticed her beauty. On her advice, Tiana applied for model casting in her city. Her skills were modest, she could demonstrate only dancing. Half an hour before the winner of casting was announced, Tiana sneaked into the wardrobe of a member of the jury, an old man with thick glasses. She offered him a blowjob to get a place in the local agency. The man accepted, and Tiana won. While he was zipping his trousers, he gave Tiana a number of a fashion magazine in Belgrade. From that time on, Tiana learned how to master her talent. Her appetite was unstoppable, and being kidnapped slowed her down. Connecting to Victor, she realized there was also power. While other members lived poorly, Victor and a few chosen men and women enjoyed wealth. Diana had not used her biggest skill to ask for some benefits. When Victor entered the room, she decided that moment had come. But before she started to talk, Victor spoke. "Darling, I have good news for you. Your favorite man survived the night. He is eating his breakfast, and you will visit him for an hour to explain our rules to him." Tiana sighed in relief. Boris was dear to her, but it was not her only wish for today. "I must tell you something," she approached Victor seductively, massaging his shoulders. She told him a story about meeting with Anna in the garden. Victor nodded and said, "Don't worry. She will get her punishment for this. Now, we make love with me." Tiana's eyes shone in pleasure. She accepted Victor's hand and joined him in the comfortable bed, doing her best to fulfill his desires. The evening went quiet in the community. Lucia cooked a large meal, as usual, and women helped her to serve it on the big table for 50 members of the community. After unusual prayers, which Tiana heard for the first time, they all raised their glasses, toasting to the new member. Boris stared in front of him, uninterested in any interaction. The tea he drank had a weird taste, and it made him insensitive and numb. He felt as if his muscles were made from rubber. The leader stood to make his speech. Boris focused on the woman who sat next to him. He could not believe it. Maybe he dreamed, or the tea mixed his sober mind, but the woman was familiar to him. Tiana sat together with this monster man, dressed in a long violet dress with an open neck, revealing her big breasts. Every time their eyes met, she did not show any sign of recognition. Boris waited for his moment to talk to her. While the other members tried to talk to him, he answered shortly on some questions and mostly looked at his plate. Realizing he was not talkative, women did not insist to talk more, and men hissed from a distance, like he was their worst enemy. When Boris accidentally spilled his drink on the skirt of the woman who sat next to him, he apologized. "It is nothing really." Anna offered him a kind smile. Their eyes met in approval. Anna's mood was still upset from the meeting with Tiana, but the contact with the handsome stranger changed her for the better. He reminded her of the first days when she had come to the community. His reaction was the same, confused, grumpy, and emotionally unavailable. "Do you want to walk with me in the meadow? You can see the sunset in this part of the day," Anna offered. Surprised, Boris accepted her offer, and they walked away. Boris looked one more time in Tiana's direction, but his reaction was the same. She did not have any signs to start a conversation with him. Talking to Anna, Boris had an unpleasant feeling of being followed. His gut did not lie. Soon a group of women surrounded his new friend. Anna realized something was going on. The women made a circle around her, while Boris stepped outside. "Come to the back room. This is not your business," Olga a big woman hissed in Boris' direction. In her hands were big scissors, and Anna understood what would happen. Her eyes bulged in terror and she looked for a way to escape. Boris grabbed Helga's hand to take her scissors, but the woman hit him with a shovel in his rib. He collapsed in the grass, yelling from pain. "Hannah, help me hold this bitch. She pissed off our leader. We must punish her," Helga yelled in annoyance. Hannah, a small, skinny girl, grabbed Anna's hair and dragged her to the ground. Another woman brought the rope and tied her hands and legs. Helga approached with scissors and blew in Anna's face. "Now, beauty, your moment has come. Remember when you mocked me about how I'm fat and nobody will fuck me?" Anna remembered that day she'd insulted Helga, who'd announced her cravings toward Victor. Unfortunately, Helga had a good memory, and it was her chance to get revenge. "When I finish with you, nobody will fuck with you either. Especially not Victor, because you insulted his wife." Anna spat in her face, but Helga returned with a slap. Confused by the hard blow, Anna turned her head to the right. Helga took the scissors and started to cut Anna's hair. Strands fell on the grass. Hannah smiled and tapped Anna's forehead. "Now I will make you more beautiful." From her pocket, Hannah pulled out a razor and shaved Anna's head. Shocked by the buzzing, scratching sound, Anna screamed in terror. Helga continued to cut hair on the right side, while Hannah shaved her left. When they had finished, Anna's bare head shone like a white ostrich egg. The group of women clapped, proud of their work. "Well done. Now, do you realise you can't talk bad about the leader's wife?" Helga raised her voice and pinched Anna's cheek. "Fuck you!" Anna screamed. Boris finally got up from his position in the grass and ran toward the group of women. "What is wrong with you? Leave her alone!" he yelled and pushed Helga, who stumbled. "Enough. We did our task." Hannah helped Helga to stand, cleaned herself of Anna's strands, and showed her middle finger to Boris. "Stay out of our business. You are next." When the women left, Boris sat next to Anna. "They mutilated me," Anna stuttered in shock. Boris pulled off his shirt. Before Anna realised what he was doing, he tore it into two parts. He took the bigger part and wrapped it around her shaved head. Even when her eyes were swollen, Anna's face looked beautiful. Staring at this handsome stranger, Anna did not know what to say. An unknown feeling swamped her. Instead of thanking him, she embraced him and cried. Boris patiently waited for her to recuperate, holding her tightly. Finally, he said what had been on his mind since he had come here. "Listen. We need a plan to get out of here.